So we are looking at the concept of thermal expansion. So let's first define it. Thermal expansion is nothing but when we heat, right? When the temperature of a solid or liquid increases, its dimension usually increases. So this phenomenon is your thermal expansion. So does everything expand on heating? Yes, solid, liquid, and gases all expand when their temperature increases. The amount of expansion is different for each substance. There is a bit of anomaly that we'll be studying. So yeah, but in general, this holds true for all the solids and liquids and gases as well. Thermal expansion happens in different ways. It depends on the shape, actually, shape and dimension, that is, of the object, and the expansion can appear as linear, area, and volume. So sometimes we see expansion in only one dimension. In some we see expansion mainly in 2 dimension, and some in all the dimension. Actually, it depends on the dimension, honestly. Okay, so everything is by default 3 dimension, guys. I mean, whatever you do, it is 3 dimension. Just that if the thickness and the width is very small compared to the length, then we take it as linear. If the thickness is very small compared to the other dimension, then we take it as area. If every dimension is significant compared to each other, it has certain value and the comparison is kind of close by, then we discuss volume. That's the funda. So linear expansion, as the name tells, linear is to do with one dimension, so along the length. So we get to see this with railway tracks, actually. So if you can go online, you can pause now, go online and search for railway track expanding on heating. So you get to see railway tracks which are bent. And now the railway tracks, what we see, there's certain gap between the tracks, and they are there to handle this variation in length. Then you have area expansion, that is expansion in the surface area. When we have thin sheet, so you have the length and the breadth, and the thickness is negligible. So we get to see area expansion and volume expansion that you guys know of. So the big picture over here is that heating leads to atom vibrating more and material expands. On cooling, the vibration reduces and the material contracts. The expansion can be in 1 dimension, 2 dimension, 3 dimension. Different material expands with different amount. To capture all of this, to understand all of this, there's a lot more concept and also theorem and also mathematical formulas and variables that takes care of all of this basically. This is just an overview video, so you can just have a look. If you want to write something, you can write.